Good day and welcome to the dining room table. Gangs in New York City. New York City Mayor Eric Adams press briefing. Subscribe, like, and share. So Mayor Eric Adams is at his weekly press briefing, and a member of the press is asking him about gangs in New York City. Let's listen.
And what I do is keep my fingers on the pulse of what's happening across the country. That is important to maintain what's happening across the country because we don't sit in a vacuum, and things that happen across the country could impact our city. And you're right, you peeled off several different areas that we're dealing with organized criminal behavior. Some of it was here long before, as the FBI talked about, some of the South American gangs that are finding their way here. We had our Crips and our Bloods before that. We had small crews that are neighborhood centered. You have crews that are going in a very organized fashion, participating in shoplifting. That's why, one, we have to make sure we give the city's police department the level of support that they need. Second, there needs to be a real coordination with the criminal justice apparatus to keep those repeated offenders incarcerated. And those who are incarcerated, we need an expeditious trial so they can serve their time and not sit and overpopulate Rikers Island. Third, we are using a great level of technology to connect the dots. We're seeing a real collaboration across the country. People are looking at New York City and seeing what our police department is doing to connect the dots so we could identify those patterns like we broke up 2 weeks ago when we did the raid on and to identify how the connectivity with Florida and other locales. And so we have to stay one step ahead of bad guys in general, but organized bad guys, you have to really use intel, enforcement, and collaboration. And so it's a challenge, but we have been up for the challenge. This police department, New York City Police Department, has been really dealing with that challenge while we're dealing with hundreds of protests. While we're dealing with changes in rules on how they do their job. So they've been, this city has maintained a steady hand of managing all of these various gang involvements in the city.
Making more federal cases out of gang investigations because there are stiffer penalties as opposed to state cases.
Yes, and when they fall within the categories, particularly around transporting merchandise, stolen merchandise across state lines, or organized gangs around guns, or large fentanyl cases. We think that when it falls into that category, we should utilize that as much as possible.
I would also add, just Juliet, that in the PMMR, the first 4 months of 2024, gang-motivated incidents were down, and NYPD's targeted focus on combating gun violence and investment in long-term cases of criminal groups contributed to a 67% decline in gang-motivated incidents. So I think that's important information too.
And that's a good job that they're doing.